Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Royal Brown Pavilion in Seattle, Washington for the Pac West GNAC Challenge. As we got a couple of games tonight, a couple more coming up tomorrow night. And first up here, we have the Western Washington University Vikings making a short trip down from Bellingham, and they will take on the Concordia University Irvine Golden Eagles. Western Washington, the Vikings, and Concordia Irvine, the Golden Eagles. Golden Eagles come in with a record of 1-1 so far on the young season. Western Washington's already played 6 games. They are 4-2 as they played some games up in Canada to tip off the season. And their 2 losses have been to teams from Hawaii. But Concordia University Irvine just 2 games in, split a pair of games last weekend at they played at Biola, but they beat Cal State San Marcos, and they lost to Cal State Los Angeles. So the starting lineup's being introduced here, and for the Golden Eagles, Ken Ammon is in his 23rd year as the head coach. He's going to roll out a lineup featuring Kobe Sanders, a senior from Denver, Colorado, Connor Gleason, a senior from Mission Viejo, California. Jackson Tucker is a sophomore from Bakersfield, California. Tim Adetakasi is a graduate student from Romford, England. And Charlie Dalton, a freshman from Auckland, New Zealand. For the Vikings, they're going to go, and they are coached by Tony Dominguez. He's in his 12th season as the head coach, 29th overall at Western. But they're going to go with Kai Johnson, a junior out of Olympia, Washington. Jonathan Ned is a senior from Brentwood, California. Nick Velp, a junior from Seattle. B.J. Colley, a sophomore from Everett, Washington. And Will Wilson, a junior from Lorton, Virginia. And jumping it up is going to be Colley going against Adetakasi. And there's a tip, and it's won by the Vikings. Greg Sexton with you, and would say this is the SPU webcast. It is, but SPU going to play later against Azusa Pacific. There's a tie-up real quick. Actually, 12 seconds into the game. But it's going to go over to the Golden Eagles of Concordia Irvine. And it'll be inbounded by Tucker to Connor Gleason, and he'll move it across the timeline for the Golden Eagles' first possession of the ball game. Sanders, and now this is Tucker again with it. Adetakasi moves in, drives, and puts it in off the glass with the left hand as he gets around B.J. Colley and gets to the bucket. So Adetakasi, the game's first points. And nice move there. Nice dish by Kai Johnson. Had Jonathan Ned for the lay-in and couldn't get it to drop. And the Golden Eagles come away with the rebound. They're headed the other way. Here's Tucker driving. Swings it back out to Adetakasi for a 3. And that one's off the back iron, rebounded by Kai Johnson. Stolen away by Tucker. He saves it. Nope, he's out of bounds. And so Western will have it down 2-0 early on in this one, a minute 6 into the game. And it'll be Nick Velp to inbound from the backcourt. And he'll get it into Kai Johnson. Golden Eagles defending in the backcourt just a bit. Not an all-out full-court press. But Johnson trapped up against the sideline there, and the Golden Eagles force a turnover. Here's Tucker, a wide-open 3 from the top of the key off the front rim, no good. Rebounded by Will Wilson for the Vikings, and he'll come the other way with it. Wilson being guarded by Jackson Tucker. Gets it to Colley. And Colley looking to hand, and does now, to Kai Johnson. Johnson with some contact, and they're going to call a blocking foul here. And Kai Johnson will head to the free throw line. Foul called on Jackson Tucker. And so kind of the block charge situation there. They give him the bucket, and he's at the free throw line to try to complete a three-point play. So Kai Johnson over Jackson Tucker, and he'll get one free throw here, and it's off the front rim, no good. Golden Eagles the other way. Kobe Sanders at the controls. We'll get it to Charlie Dalton. Dalton out of New Zealand. And here is a nice drive to the bucket and a lay-in with the left hand by Connor Gleason. Went to the offhand there just to make sure he had some space. And the Golden Eagles with a 4-2 lead. Here comes Will Wilson pulling up from about 18 feet just inside the arc. And he drains that one, and we're tied at 4. This one is off the mark from Charlie Dalton, and the Vikings end up with it. 4-4 your score here in the early going. And stepping into a three is Ned. That one off the mark. Cauley chases down the offensive board. And it's out of bounds here on the inline, just underneath where I'm positioned. And it'll stay with Western. Kai Johnson will inbound. 17:24 remaining first half. A 4-4 ball game early on. Cauley driving through a couple of defenders. Couldn't get it to go. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up and in. B.J. Cauley follows up the miss. And we get a whistle as Concordia making a substitution. As Javi Gallardo will check in for the Golden Eagles. 6'9", 285 out of Rich Grove, California. And so the Golden Eagles with possession now, trailing by 2, 6-4. Kobe Sanders will hand off to Tucker. And Gleason now will get it back to Sanders. Here's Gallardo going to work in the post. And he draws the whistle, and the foul called on Nick Velp. So Gallardo drawing the foul, working in the post. And we'll see how often they go back to him down there. As this is Kobe Sanders driving, stepping back and ducking under Velp, and puts it up and in. Good body control there by Sanders to kind of step through and find an open shot. 6-6 your score. This is Kai Johnson looking for somewhere to go. Puts it up off the back iron. No good. And we get a whistle, and it's going against Western Washington. And they called Johnson for the push-off. 16:28 to go first half. 6-6 ball game. And the Golden Eagles will bring it across the timeline. Sanders getting a screen from Gallardo. And now Sanders will get it back in the corner on the right wing. No good. Rebound comes down to Will Wilson for the Vikings. And they come back the other way. Cauley driving, and a little contact there. Did not get a call. Did not get the bucket either. Coming the other way. And laying it up with the left hand. No good is Charlie Dalton. Rebound comes down to Nick Velp. And that's going to take us to our first timeout. We get a foul called on Jackson Tucker. That's his second. But we'll step aside here on the SP webcast. We'll go with that, even though they're coming up later. 6-6 your score, 15:53 to go first half. We'll be right back in just a moment. Back inside Rome Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. 6-6 your score between the Golden Eagles and the Vikings early on here, 4:07 into the game. As in the stands, the Azusa Pacific Cougars getting ready to take on the Seattle Pacific University Falcons in the next game. Vikings with it, and bringing it across midcourt is Tajon Sane. This will be Colley going to the bucket, and that one's off the mark. And it's a battle for the rebound. And the call going against the Golden Eagles. No, it's going it's going the other way. The Golden Eagles will have possession, rather. And here is Kobe Sanders, bringing it across midcourt, being guarded by Kai Johnson. Added to Cassie. Gets it over to Jonah Tolmer. And here's Gallardo. Back to Sanders. Kicks it out to add it to Cassie. He'll kick it back to Sanders with 6 on the shot clock. Sanders drives, puts it up and under with the left hand, draws the foul. Couldn't get the shot to go. It was kind of a circus shot there, but it almost went. And Kai Johnson commits his second foul. So Johnson with 2, Jackson Tucker with 2 for Irvine, and he is for Concordia rather, as they still have him on the scoreboard, but Tucker that is, but he is not in the game right now. Coming in for Kai Johnson is going to be Louis Grant Halliday, who's a redshirt freshman from London, England, but he spent some time in the Seattle area. Went to Eastside Catholic High School over in, I believe it's in Bellevue, maybe Sammamish, but also went to Seattle University and transferred to Western Washington. Here's Sane, and he tosses it away as Luis Marin comes away with the steal, and the Golden Eagles go back the other way, leading by 2. And driving and kicking now. That was Jonah Tolmer. Now added to Cassie with it. Here's Gallardo in the post. Driving on Colley. And puts it up, puts it off the back iron. No good. Rebound comes down to Grant Halliday. This is Jonathan Ned. BJ Colley lost it. Goes right to Ned, though. And he's going to take a 12-footer from the baseline and put it in. Jonathan Ned with 4, make that his first 2, rather. And that'll make it an 8-8 score. This is Sanders with the left hand, and that one missed over the rim. Here come the Vikings the other way. Nice pass there to Sane, and he couldn't get the shot to go, as Grant Halliday saw him fill in the lane, but they couldn't get the connection there. Nice move there by Luis Marin going the other way for the Golden Eagles, and they take the lead 10-8. Here's Sane, and we get a whistle, and that one, I believe, is going to go on Tolmer. Vikings will keep it with 13:35 to go. Subs in for both teams. As Velp is back in for the Vikings. Gleason and Dalton back in for the Golden Eagles. Grant Halliday will inbound. And he gets it to John Singh. And we get another whistle, and this one also going to go against Jonah Tolmer. So 2 quick fouls on Tolmer. Not a lot of fouls in the game per se, but a few players with 2 fouls already in the first 6.5 minutes. And Tolmer will come out. Coming back in now, coming in for the first time, is Freddie Dybala for the Golden Eagles. Here's Sane. Gets it to Wilson. Wilson drives to his right, baseline, and he walked at the basketball. They call him for steps, and we're going the other way. The Golden Eagles with a 10-8 lead. And they will get it inbounds. Dybala will bring it across. Dybala, a senior from Corona, California. Here's added to Cassie. And now a step back there. Floater by Marin is off the mark. And the Vikings come the other way with it. Here's Ned driving into traffic. Maintains control. And they get it back out. Here's Sane getting a screen and taking a three. And that one off the back iron. A lot of missed shots here early in this one. And that is going to be another one for Charlie Dalton, as he couldn't connect on the lay-in. And the Vikings back with it, trying to tie or take the lead on this possession. 12:30 to go in the first half, and that one knocked away by Dybala. Dybala going to bring it the other way, and Sane had his back turned. Dybala went right over him and lays it up and in. Freddie Dybala with putting the Golden Eagles up now 12-8. Here is Wilson, and that shot disrupted by Luis Marin. Here come the Golden Eagles. Sane gets in the way, but right back there is Charlie Dalton. And now a three from the left wing by Connor Gleason. And the Golden Eagles take a 7-point lead, 15-8. And Tony Dominguez, the coach of the Western Washington Vikings, wants a timeout. 11:53 to go here in half number one. Golden Eagles out to a 7-point lead, 15-8. We'll step aside. Actually, we'll keep it here, as this is not the media timeout. This not sure if this is actually going to be a full or a 30-second timeout, but we'll keep it here. 15-8. The Golden Eagles with the lead. I have it backwards here on my on the live stats, but it is Concordia Irvine shooting 40% from the floor so far in this one, 25% beyond the arc, 1 for 4. That's the only 3-point field goal made, is the one just a moment ago from Connor Gleason. Western out rebounding the Golden Eagles 11-7, but Western just shooting 33% so far in this one. As the teams return to the floor, and 2 points apiece for Johnson, Ned, Colley, and Wilson for the Vikings. And for the Golden Eagles, 5 for Gleason and 4 for Sanders. And 3 other players with 2. And this will be inbounded by Louis Grant Holiday for the Vikings. To John Sane, moving across midcourt. And now into the game, Darius Gary. On the right wing, stolen away by Adita Cassie. And he's headed the other way. Finds Gleason. And Gleason will circle back out, give it to Dybala. And we get a whistle underneath. And a foul called. That's going against to John Sane. His first. And the Vikings are going to bring in Liam Clark off the bench. He'll come get Velp, who has 2 fouls. And we will also see Jordan Tate checking in here for Western. He'll get Wilson. So Tony Dominguez shaking things up a little bit. 7-point lead for the Golden Eagles. And pass comes out to Marin. Now added to Cassie on the left wing. And he'll take it to the lane and kick it out. 6 on the shot clock. Dybala puts it up, puts it in. Got the floater to go from about the free throw line. And he'll head to the free throw line again with a chance at a 3-point play. So Freddie Dybala, 4 points off the bench. And heading to the free throw line. 11-12 remaining here in half number 1. And Dybala's free throw is good. Golden Eagles by 10 in the early going. Here's to John Sane. Moving across midcourt. Sane looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it to Clark. And now we get another whistle. And a foul called underneath. That's going to go on Freddie Dybala. That's his first. 10:59 remaining first half. 18-8 Golden Eagles with the lead over the Western Washington Vikings. And the Vikings will inbound here underneath the basket. Get it out to Clark. And now Gary with it. Here's Grant Halliday. Nice move. Lays it up and couldn't get it to go, but he draws the foul. 10:51 to go. And they will say that the timeout that Western called was it basically serves as the media timeout. Free throw is good by Grant Halliday, and he'll get one more. Kobe Sanders comes back in to get Freddie Dybala, who gave the Golden Eagles some good minutes off the bench. Gary will inbound for the Vikings and gets it in underneath to Jordan Tate, and he puts it up and in, and the Vikings within 7. Golden Eagles the other way. Jackson Tucker back in. Now this is Charlie Dalton, and now Kobe Sanders with the ball. Added to Cassie, drives, goes the other way with the right hand up and in off the glass. A good looking move there from Tim Adetakasi. And the Golden Eagles up by 9, 20-11. Sane drives through traffic and gets it to go as he got through about 3 defenders there. Did not draw a call, but was able to stick with the shot and get the finish to go. 20-13. Coming the other way, a high arcing shot off the glass is for Connor Gleason, and it is now 22-13. Golden Eagles by 9. Sane will go to Tate. And now here's Grant Halliday backing down. Trying to back down Dalton, and it's poked away as he was trying to get it over to Tate. And here's Adetakasi the other way. Left it behind momentarily, but gets it right back. Sanders going to get it to Jackson Tucker. Tucker drives. Puts it up, puts it in, count it, and the foul. Jackson Tucker with the shot in off the glass, and his first 2 points of the ball game. Fouls on Jordan Tate. BJ Colley will come back in to get Liam Clark for Western. And Concordia Irvine going to bring in Adore Atuai, listed at 6'11", 200 out of South Sudan. And the Falcons have a very tall, slender player from South Sudan as well, the SPU Falcons, that is. And we will see them later as Tucker makes the free throw, converts the three-point play. 25-13 Golden Eagles over the Vikings here. And we'll see if the Vikings can make a run. As this is Colley driving to the bucket, lays it up and in. BJ Colley with his first couple of points in the ball game. Make it 4 for him now, rather. And Concordia Irvine turns it over. Kai Johnson coming back the other way, pulls up, puts it off the back iron, and the rebound to Atuai. And the Golden Eagles the other way. This is going to be Gleason, and he gets through a couple of defenders there. Puts it in with the left hand. 27-15, Concordia Irvine with the lead. Here's Kai Johnson with 8 minutes to go in the first half. And Tate will get to the bucket, and that one rims out. And we're going the other way. 7:55 to go. We'll get to another media timeout, and we will step aside here on the SPU webcast. 27-15, Golden Eagles with the lead. Back inside Royal Brougham Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast as the Golden Eagles out to a 12-point lead, shooting 55% from the floor now, 4-4 at the free throw line, and the Vikings still out rebounding them 12-9, but the Golden Eagles making some shots, and they have the edge in points in the paint, 20-10, and the edge in points off turnovers, 10-0. And Golden Eagles have looked good here in the first half. Vikings trying to crawl out of a bit of a hole, and they have all kinds of time to do it. But Kobe Sanders will move it across midcourt for the Golden Eagles. And he'll get it to Tolmare. Sanders, and we are going the other way. They call that one on Atuai. And that's his first foul. Vikings will bring it in. Jonathan Ned back on the floor. Gets it into Tajon Sane. A couple of players on the Vikings out of Everett went to Mariner High School. Sane is one, and VJ Colley the other. And this is Colley driving, trying to, does get around Atuai and puts it in off the glass. BJ Colley now 6 points in the ball game for the Vikings. Atuai listed at 7 feet, or 6'11" rather, and Colley, as this one, we're going to get an offensive foul called on Kobe Sanders. But Colley listed at 6'9", so really not a big size difference there. That one committed by Sanders. That's his first. And it'll turn it back over to the Vikings with 6:58 to go in the first half. Golden Eagles now with 18 fouls. And the Vikings in the bonus. They have committed 6. So the next Western Washington foul will put Concordia Irvine in the bonus. And this one's going the other way. Kai Johnson whistled for his third foul with 6:45 to go here in the first half. So he's likely going to be out for the remainder of the half as they will bring in Charlie Dedeker from Issaquah, Washington, a sophomore. As Kai Johnson with 3 fouls Typically, the starting 5 will start the second half, but we'll see how long Kai Johnson is out there, assuming he does start the second half, as they really want to keep him out of foul trouble. This is Kobe Sanders for 3, and he drains it. Sanders puts the Golden Eagles up by 13, largest lead of the game, and Sanders now with 7 points. Here is Sane, and drives into traffic and gets his shot blocked. Let's see here. A couple of subs coming in, Dybala and Gleason. And we get a timeout called by the Vikings with 6:01 to go in the first half. Golden Eagles with a 13-point lead. And we'll be right back on the SPU webcast in just a moment. Back inside Royal Burham Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. 30-17, Concordia Irvine leading Western Washington in the first of 2 tonight. These teams will basically switch opponents tomorrow. Concordia Irvine will play SPU at 7:15 tomorrow night, and Azusa Pacific will play Western at 5 tomorrow. So, of course, Western and SPU going to see each other a couple of times later in the season, and as will Concordia and Azusa Pacific, as that one knocked out of Colley's hands, and the Golden Eagles with another turnover force there, coming back the other way. Dybala for Adetakasi. He'll kick it back out to Sanders, and a wide open 3, and nothing but net, and Kobe Sanders with 10 points in the ballgame. Couple of threes. 33-17. Concordia Irvine has come to play here in the first half. Here's Colley. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it over to Jonathan Ned. Hands back off to Colley. And now Sane with it. Out beyond the arc. Takes a 3 and drains it. They needed that one. Did the Vikings. And Sane up to the task. Has 5 points in the ball game now. They were getting nothing going on offense on that possession, but Tejan Sane knocks down the 3. Here's Adetakasi stepping back. That one inside the arc, and it's off the mark. But fighting for the rebound, Charlie Dalton. This is going to go against Concordia Irvine, though. He's out of bounds. Dalton was out of bounds, I believe. And Will Wilson will come back in. Louis Grant Halliday, back in for the Vikings. This one thrown away as Dalton couldn't corral it. Went over his head and out of bounds, and it'll be the Vikings' ball again. 33-20. As Sane brings it across midcourt. Gets it to Wilson. Wilson driving, finding a cutter to the bucket, and he lays it up and in. That's Charlie Dedeker. Dedeker with his first 2 points of the ball game. And the Vikings on a mini run here of 5-0. They were down 16, now have cut it to 11. Here's Dalton. For Sanders. Sanders steps back, puts up the 3, and that one's off the back iron. Kind of a heat check there. Vikings with the rebound, and Wilson will get it across midcourt. Wilson driving on, added to Cassie, and steps back and puts it in off the glass. Good drive there by Will Wilson. And he's got 4. This one is going to be turned over. And Grant Halliday with a lay-in. And the Vikings suddenly back within 7 after being down by 16. 9-0 run for Western. Here's Dybala, and he's going to take a timeout with 3:27 remaining here in the first half. So Concordia Irvine getting it across the timeline and then taking the timeout. 3:27 to go, first half, and Western on a 9-0 run. Golden Eagles still a 7-point lead on the Vikings. As we'll step aside here on the SPU webcast, we'll be right back in just a moment. Back inside Royal Borough Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Both teams shooting 50% or better now from the floor. Concordia 3 of 8 from beyond the arc, and Western with a 3 a moment ago from Tejan Sane, now just 1 of 3 beyond the arc, as Western has out-rebounded the Golden Eagles by 2, 14-12. Golden Eagles still a 7-point lead, but Western making a run before the timeout. It'll be Jackson Tucker to inbound for the Golden Eagles with 3:27 to go in the first half. And he gets it into Connor Gleason. Gleason will hand off on the right wing to Adita Cassie. Now back up to Tucker as the Golden Eagles work it around the perimeter, and shot clock running down. Gleason with the step back puts it in. The turnaround, rather, as Gleason puts it in for, he's got 11 now for the Golden Eagles. And it is 35-26. Here's Ned stepping back over Dalton, and that one off the iron, no good. Rebound to Adita Cassie. And the Golden Eagles with possession and a 9-point lead, trying to stretch it back to double digits. Adita Cassie. Driving on Ned. Kind of a little bit of, created some space there, a little bit of contact, and puts it up and in. Adita Cassie with 6 points now. And the Golden Eagles back out in front by double digits, 37-26. Here's Sane. Driving. Gets cut off. And we get a whistle here. This is right underneath my vantage point. That is going to be a foul called on Connor Gleason. And that'll just be his first. It'll put Tejan Sane at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. With 2:13 to go here in half number 1. Sane's first free throw is good. This is something you used to see in both men's and women's college basketball, but the women's game changed their rules up, so you don't see the 1-and-1 in the women's game anymore. But Sane knocks down both free throws. Liam Clark will come in for the Vikings to get Jonathan Ned. And Sane knocking down both free throws has 7 points in the ballgame. Luis Marin inbounding to Connor Gleason with just over 2 to play here in the first half. Golden Eagles by 9. Here's Kobe Sanders to Marin on the left wing. Driving through traffic, and he walked to the basketball. And That'll go the other way. Vikings will take it back down 9 with 1:55 to go here in the first half. And Sane will bring it across, being guarded by Gleason. Getting a screen from Grant Halliday. And now looking for and throwing it away. He was looking for, and it gets it right back though. He was looking for Wilson. Sane putting up the shot, couldn't get it to go. And it's going the other way. As that one last touch by the Vikings out of bounds. And it's the Golden Eagles going the other way with under 1.5 minutes to play here in the first half now. Dalton for Sanders. Sanders will drive and get it up over Grant Halliday. As Grant Halliday for a 3, and that one's off the back, or the side of the rim rather. And out of bounds. Let's see here. It was last touched by the Vikings, so the Golden Eagles will get it back. 45 seconds to go first half. And Connor Gleason going to walk it across the timeline. Marin on the left wing. Now add it to Cassie. We'll get it to Sanders. Dalton back to Sanders. 8 seconds on the shot clock. And Sanders finds Dalton cutting to the bucket. Gets it over Dedeker, but couldn't get the shot to go. Clings off the front iron. And now Western will get the last possession of the first half if they want it. 7 on the game clock. Sane drawing some contact and couldn't get the shot to go. A half-court heave from Dalton is no good, but that one drew iron. Had a chance to go. Golden Eagles, though, out to an 11-point lead in the first half as they went on a run to pull away a bit from the Vikings. They led by as many as 16, and they finished the first half up by 11, 39-28. We will come back in just a moment here on the SPU webcast and get you some first half stats. We'll step aside, though, for a couple minutes on the SPU webcast. 39-28, Concordia Irvine at halftime. Welcome back inside Royal Rome Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. SPU not playing in this game, but Western Washington is. They are down 11 points at halftime to the Golden Eagles of Concordia Irvine, who really looked good in the first half. Ended up shooting 55% in the first half, did the Golden Eagles. And they were 38% beyond the arc, perfect 4 of 4 at the free throw line. And they ended up out-rebounding the Vikings 16-15. The Vikings had the rebounding edge for the majority of the first half. Vikings shoot 43% from the floor, 25% beyond the arc, just 1 of 4. And they go 60% at the free throw stripe on 3 of 5 shooting. As the Golden Eagles led by as many as 16 in the first half at 33-17. But the Vikings get it back to within 11 as definitely within striking distance, still a whole half of basketball to be played. And individually, Concordia Irvine led by Kobe Sanders with 12 points on 4 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 4 beyond the arc, hit a couple of free throws as well, and had an assist, a block. Connor Gleason, 11 points on a perfect 5 of 5, including 1 from beyond the arc, and he had a steal. And they get 6 points from Tim Adetakasi to go with 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. So Adetakasi really filling up the stat sheet for the Golden Eagles. For the Western Washington Vikings, it was Tajon Sane coming off the bench, playing 16 minutes, scoring 7 points, and he hit a key three-pointer to cut into that 16-point lead at the time, as the Vikings kind of had nothing going on that possession, but Sane just hoisted one up and knocked it in, and then they went on a run after that. So that turned out to be a big 3 for them. 6 points for BJ Colley, as both of those players played at Mariner High School in Everett. Sane and Colley did, and nobody else with more than 4. That was Will Wilson, had 4 points and 2 boards in the first half for the Vikings. Kai Johnson got into some foul trouble, only played 7 minutes, and picked up 3 fouls, his third foul at about the 6.5-minute mark in that first half. So they'll look for him to get things turned around if he can stay out of foul trouble in the second half. 39-28, Golden Eagles at the break. We still got a few more minutes before we get back to action here, so we will step aside again momentarily. Coming up later, though, SPU, the host team, taking on the Azusa Pacific Cougars. We'll have that one for you scheduled for a 7:15 tip time. Stick around for the second half of this one. Concordia Irvine leading Western Washington 39-28 at the break. Welcome back inside Royal Broen Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you for the second half of action coming up here between Concordia University Irvine and Western Washington University. 39-28. The Golden Eagles with the lead at the break as they shot the ball very well in the first half, did the Golden Eagles. 55% from the floor en route to 39 points. And they led by as many as 16 in that first half. Still ahead by double digits at the break, 39-28, as we welcome you back. And the original starting five for each team back out there, including Kai Johnson for Western, who has 3 fouls. And so we'll see if Tony Dominguez keeps him out there for a long period of time or decides to give him a little more of a break. But Western with the first possession here. B.J. Colley into Ned, back into Colley rather. Outside to Jonathan Ned. And Western trying to get something going. A wild shot there. Kai Johnson flies in and puts it up and in off the glass. And kind of bailed out Jonathan Ned there, who was just trying to throw up a circus shot, try to draw iron. But the Vikings end up converting there. Kai Johnson with the bucket. Here's Sanders out to Dalton. And Dalton will drive to the bucket, and he lays it up and in. Golden Eagles by 11 again. Vikings the other way. Jonathan Ned drives, and foul going to be called on Connor Gleason. And that is his second, as Gleason trying to stop the ball there and commits the foul. Kai Johnson will inbound to Will Wilson. Wilson gets underneath, puts it up and in, as he's took a step back there and has an easy one off the glass. 41-32 is your score. This is Dalton for Adetakasi, and Ned pokes it away. Adetakasi gets it back, gets it in the corner to Sanders. He'll find the open man, and that is Gleason for a 3 from the top of the key. And the Golden Eagles out to a 12-point lead now on a 3 by Connor Gleason. That's his second of the ballgame. 44-32. Gleason now 14 points in the ballgame. Couple of 3s and 4 2s. Here's Tajon Sane going behind the back, getting around Sanders, has to step back out. Now puts it up and leaves it short, as he was looking for somewhere to go with it, ended up electing to shoot it. And the Golden Eagles with the rebound coming the other way. Here's Gleason. Gleason will hand off to Sanders. Kobe Sanders out of Denver, Colorado. Here's Adetakasi. Lost it momentarily, picks it back up, gets it out to Gleason rather, and Gleason rattles in another 3. Back-to-back 3s here for Gleason here in the second half, and the Golden Eagles back out to a 15-point lead, 47-32. Still early on in the second half, and we get a whistle as Kai Johnson takes a tumble inside, and the foul is going to be called on Tim Adetakasi. That's just his first. And Western will keep it. Kai Johnson will get it in to B.J. Colley. Tried to get it and does get it back to Johnson, and he puts it up over Dalton in between a couple of defenders. Kai Johnson with 4 second half points, 6 for the ballgame. And it's a 13-point margin. Golden Eagles with the lead. Here's Jackson Tucker driving through a couple of defenders, and he'll draw the foul. That's going to go on Will Wilson. That'll be his first. 17:09 to go here in the ball game. And it's going to be Jackson Tucker to the free throw line. Tucker picked up a couple of quick fouls early on in the first half and still is on 2 fouls. Misses the free throw. as BJ Colley will come out and Jordan Tate in, and Concordia Irvine also subbing in Jonah Tolmer for Kobe Sanders. Tucker will get another free throw here, trying to put the Golden Eagles up by 14, and he does. So he splits a pair of free throws. 48-34. Tucker with 4 points in the ballgame now. Here's Wilson driving, spinning, and kicking out to Tate for a three from the left corner, and he puts it in. Jordan Tate just checked in last possession and gets a three to go from the corner. Actually, they called that one a two, a long two, and it is 48-36 as added to Cassie. We'll get it to Gleason. Here's Tucker. Drives, kicks it to added to Cassie in the corner. We'll get it to Tucker for a three from the right corner. That one goes down right from in front of his own bench. Jackson Tucker puts the Golden Eagles out in front by 15, 51-36. Here's Kai Johnson. He gets to the bucket, lays it up and in as Gleason went down, and Johnson with the control to have the easy lay-in there. Here's Tucker, heat check three, and that one's off the mark. He decided to just take a quick one there. Here is Will Wilson the other way in transition. That one is no good off the rim. Jonathan Ned there for the putback, though, puts it up and in. And the Vikings within 11 as we'll get a timeout called by Ken Ammon and the Golden Eagles. 15:47 to go in the ballgame. 51-40. Concordia Irvine ahead, and we'll be right back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. Back inside Royal Brougham Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast as SPU coming up a little later at 7:15. In this one, the Golden Eagles leading the Vikings by 11, 51-40. Both teams have scored 12 already in the first 4 minutes and 13 seconds here in the second half. So a lot of offense here early on in half number 2. And Tim Adetikasi will inbound for the Golden Eagles from the other end of the floor from where they're going. 15:47 left. And Adetikasi throws it away to Kai Johnson. Johnson going to take a three from the corner. That one off the mark. And Adetikasi will save face there and get the rebound as he threw that one away to Johnson. Kobe Sanders back on the floor now. Here's Jackson Tucker with it. And Sanders driving into traffic, gets it poked away, gets it right back to John Sane back out there on the floor now. Jordan Tate still out there for the Vikings, and Kai Johnson is out there as well. Here is Jackson Tucker, a three, and nothing but net. And Jackson Tucker knocks down another one. He's got 10 points in the ball game. 54-40. As every time Western makes a bit of a run, the Golden Eagles keep it at double digits. Here is Ned driving to the bucket, draws the foul. And that one's going to go on Adetikasi. Adetikasi picks up his second foul. And Connor Gleason with 17 in the ball game. We get to a timeout here. Timeout on the floor with 14:58 remaining here in the ball game. And we'll step aside on the SP webcast. We'll be right back in just a moment. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast as the Golden Eagles of Concordia Irvine lead by 14 over the Western Washington Vikings. And Concordia Irvine now 3 players in double figures. Connor Gleason with 17, 12 for Kobe Sanders, and now 10 for Jackson Tucker, as each of those players has multiple 3-point field goals made, as Sanders and Tucker both 2 of 4 beyond the arc, and Gleason a perfect 3 for 3. Gleason has not missed a shot for the Golden Eagles, as he is 7 for 7 from the floor. But Jonathan Ned shooting free throws on the other end and puts in the first one and puts in the second one. So Ned 2 for 2 from the line, and the Vikings back within 12. Still plenty of time to go in this game. And that's going to be an offensive foul called on Jonah Tolmare. And we'll go the other way. Tolmare picking up his 3rd foul. And Gleason will come back to get him. Vikings will have it with just under 15 to play here. And Tajon Sane will bring it across midcourt, being guarded by Kobe Sanders. Tate in the corner. Gets it out to Ned. Ned going to take a long 3. And nothing but net on that one. Jonathan Ned puts in the 3. And now added to Cassie, trying to get it in bounds, and does. 54-45 as the Vikings have cut it to single digits. Tucker gets it to add it to Cassie. And now Dalton with it. Here's Sanders. Thought about stepping back, but decided to keep the possession going instead. Here's Sanders now with 7 on the shot clock, and we get a whistle underneath. Foul called on, I believe this is going on to Tajon Sane. So CUI will get a reset to 20 on the shot clock. And they get another possession here. Jackson Tucker will get it to Gleason, and now Dalton with it. Here's added to Cassie, down to 7 on the shot clock. Added to Cassie, steps back, drains the 3. And another big 3 for the Golden Eagles, puts them back up by 12. Added to Cassie with 9 points in the ballgame. Here's Kai Johnson, and he gets one up on the glass. It doesn't go. Golden Eagles with the rebound the other way. Jackson Tucker all the way to the bucket, lays it up and in. Sanders got him the ball coming down the lane, and it's 59-45 in favor of the Golden Eagles. They continue to stave off the Vikings and keep them at arm's length. Here is Sane, leaves that one short, and the rebound to Tucker. And the Golden Eagles with another offensive possession. Here is Dalton getting to the bucket. That one off the mark, as he turned around right underneath the bucket. Couldn't get it to go. This is Will Wilson going the other way. Couldn't get that lay-in to go. And so the teams trade missed lay-ins. And here comes Kobe Sanders across midcourt. Golden Eagles by 14, 12.5 to go in the ball game. Gleason drives, pulls up, and misses his first. That's his first miss of the game. He was 7 for 7. Cutting into the lane, putting it up and in is Kai Johnson. And he was looking for a foul call there too, but didn't get it. He's got 10 points. 8 of those points here in the second half. Just over 12 to go. Golden Eagles by 12. Kobe Sanders, and that one tipped out of bounds by Kai Johnson into the Golden Eagles bench. Concordia will keep it, but will take a timeout on the floor first. 59-47, Golden Eagles in front with 11:58 to go in the second half. We'll be right back. Back inside Royal Broome Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast as game 1 of 2 here, SPU and Azusa Pacific coming up a little later on. 59-47, Concordia Irvine over Western Washington at the moment. And Concordia Irvine has hit some big threes here, particularly in the second half. Adetakasi just hit the most recent one to give him 9 points for the ball game. Gleason with 17, Sanders and Tucker each with 12. And we'll return to action here. And it'll be inbounded by Freddie Dybala right in front of his bench. And he'll get it into Adetakasi. Goes up with it, leaves it short, gets his own miss, and draws a foul on the putback. And Tim Adetakasi, out of Romford, England, graduate student. He will head to the free throw line. Foul called on Jordan Tate of the Vikings. That's his second. And Tim Adetakasi heading to the free throw line. 6'6", 235 is how they list him. And we're going to get some sweat wiped up in the paint there. So a little bit of a stoppage here. Golden Eagles will not put any players on the lane. But Adetakasi going to have 2 free throws coming up here. And it'll be Javi Gallardo getting ready to check in. Adetakasi puts in the first free throw now. Actually, the Golden Eagles will bring some players, at least one. Dybala will come down to the free throw lane. As Adetakasi puts up the second free throw, puts it in. Got them both. 14-point lead again for the Golden Eagles, 61-47. And now Adetakasi with 11. So 4 players in double figures for the Golden Eagles. They only have 61 points in the game. Here's Kai Johnson, and an athletic-looking move there, but the shot falls off the rim. And he draws the foul, and he'll head to the free throw line. Kai Johnson from Olympia, just about an hour south of here. $11:38 to go in the ball game here, and the Golden Eagles with a 14-point lead. Kai Johnson 10 points in the ball game, and drains the first free throw here. Jonah Tolmare will be coming back in now for Connor Gleason for the Golden Eagles. And Johnson with the second free throw up and good. So he's got 12 now, 10 here in the second half. And we get Dybala stepping on the sideline and turning it over. So Vikings will take it back. The official was right on that. And so the Vikings will take it back. 11:36 to go, 12-point ball game. Kai Johnson throws it away, and that was not deflected. He just threw that one into his own bench. So the Golden Eagles will take it back. Tolmare will get it in to Marin. And now Tolmare will bring it across midcourt. Dybala to Adetakasi. Now Gallardo with it. Here's Marin. Marin puts up the hook shot in the lane, puts it in. Got the floater to go. Luis Marin with 4 points in the ball game. And a good-looking move there to get into the lane. Here's Kai Johnson. Speaking of getting into the lane, he lays it up and in. And the Golden Eagles have had a hard time stopping him here in the second half. He got into foul trouble, picked up 3 in the first half. But he has turned in some good minutes here in the second half. Here's Gallardo through traffic. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound comes down to Grant Halliday. And Louis Grant Halliday the other way to B.J. Colley. Now here's Ned going to take a 3. And that one is short. But Colley flies in for the offensive glass. Or the offensive rebound, rather. And he's going to draw the foul on Gallardo. Javi Gallardo picks up his first foul with 10:24 to go in the ballgame. B.J. Colley will head to the free throw line. Colley with 6 points. And those were all in the first half. Gets the first free throw to go. Charlie Dalton back in for CUI. And Colley with a chance to get the lead down to 10 here with another free throw. Puts it up, and that one's off the mark. Rebounded by Gallardo. And the Golden Eagles with an 11-point lead. Just over 10 minutes to go in this ball game. Tolmare to Gallardo. Here's Marin being guarded by Colley. And Marin into the post for Gallardo. Gallardo backing down Ned. And it's blocked as Ned got a piece of it. They do get a foul, though. And that is on Jonathan Ned. So looked like he got a lot of ball, but they said that he got some body as well. And Gallardo will head to the free throw line. And even 10 minutes to go. And the Golden Eagles have had a double-digit lead for a lot of this game. And Gallardo knocks in the free throw. Coming back for the Vikings is Darius Gary, checking in for Jonathan Ned. And Gallardo will get another free throw here, with the Golden Eagles leading by 12, trying to make it 13. And he does. Javi Gallardo, both free throws. And those are his first 2 points of the ballgame. Here's Kai Johnson driving into traffic and picking up a foul. And this one is going to go against Jonah Tolmare. That'll be Tolmare's fourth with 9:52 to go in the ballgame. And Kai Johnson will head to the free throw line. He'll have a 1-and-1 situation here. Tolmare will come out and Connor Gleason back in. 9:52 left in the ballgame. 65-52 Golden Eagles And he's still got almost 10 minutes to go here to try to hang on to this one, as Johnson puts in the first free throw, and he will get one more. Will Wilson getting up off the bench for the Vikings, and he'll come back in. He's going to come get B.J. Colley. And Kai Johnson, just 2 points in the first half, now a total of 15. So Kobe Sanders will come get Javi Gallardo for CUI. But Kai Johnson trying to knock down another free throw here, trying to get the Vikings back within 11, and he does. Johnson with 16 for the ball game, 14 of those here in the second half. Here's Dybala across midcourt. Sanders with it on the right wing. And now Charlie Dalton. Here's Gleason for Dybala. 10 on the shot clock. Dybala drives, goes to his right, spins back to his left, puts up the shot, and misses it off the iron over Grant Halliday. As the Vikings come the other way, and Kai Johnson is going to pick up a foul, or he's going to draw one rather, on Charlie Dalton. And already 8 team fouls on the Golden Eagles here in the second half. So Vikings, if they can keep drawing fouls, they can they'll give themselves a good chance to get back in this ball game. Kai Johnson with 16. They didn't put the last one up on the board, but he's got 17 now. And he will get one more as the Vikings try to get back within single digits. Misses on the second free throw off the front iron, and we get a whistle on the rebound. And they're going to get a lane violation here, and Johnson's going to get another free throw. So they called the Golden Eagles for getting into the lane too quickly. Johnson, another free throw. That one misses as well, and we get another whistle. And this call made by the official. They're going to give Johnson another free throw. And so, yes, this is his 4th free throw here, and he misses that one too. Made the first one. The next 2 didn't count. That one did. But the Golden Eagles still with a 10-point lead, now ticking down toward 9 minutes to go in the ballgame. Here's Kobe Sanders. Getting it to Jackson Tucker. Tucker drives and creates the contact, draws the foul on Jordan Tate. Good move there by Tucker to just get into the body of Jordan Tate. And Jackson Tucker will head to the free throw line. 5th team foul on the Vikings here in the second half. And that is Tate's 3rd. Tucker to the free throw line, knocks in the free throw. 11-point lead now, and Tucker trying to extend it back to 12. That one goes down as well. So it is 67-55 as B.J. Colley checks in for Jordan Tate. 8:55 to go. Marin checking out as added to Cassie back on the floor for CUI. CUI has hit some big shots throughout this ballgame, and they force another turnover here. Added to Cassie winds up with it. And Dalton is going to draw the foul. That one called on B.J. Colley. Colley just with his first foul there. And it'll be a non-shooting foul as Jonathan Ned will come back in for Louis Grant Halliday. Grant Halliday also from London, England, as Tim Adekasi from Romford, England. We get a whistle here, and Will Wilson going to be called for a foul. So that's the 7th team foul now on the Vikings here in the second half. And that's going to put Connor Gleason at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. 8:32 to go in the ball game. And the Golden Eagles still holding a 12-point lead. Gleason's free throw is good. Connor Gleason, 7 for 8 from the floor. 3 of 3 beyond the arc, and now 1 of 1, and now 2 of 2 at the free throw line. And that all adds up to 19 points for Connor Gleason, senior guard out of Mission Viejo, California. Here is Wilson getting to the bucket, puts it up, puts it in, and draws the foul on Adekasi. And so Wilson will have an opportunity at a three-point play. Wilson with 8 points in the ball game now. Adekasi picks up his 3rd foul. And Wilson to the free throw line. 9th foul on the Golden Eagles. And it was a shooting foul, so Wilson will get 2 free throws. Or, I'm sorry, Wilson made the shot, so he gets 1 free throw. But he is off the mark with that one. Adekasi with the rebound. But the next, really, all the rest of the way, the Vikings will be at the free throw line for 2 shots on every foul. That one blocked, and the Vikings come away with it as Dalton was trying to get to the bucket and had the shot blocked. Here's Jonathan Ned back the other way. Pulls up over Adekasi, puts it in from about 10 feet out on the baseline, and the Vikings are back within 10. Ned with the bucket there, and that'll give him 11 for the ball game. 69-59 with 7.5 to go. Here's Tucker, and Tucker drives into Gary, and Darius Gary called for the foul. And that will take us to another timeout on the floor. Gary picks up his 2nd foul. And we will be back in just a moment here on the SP webcast. 7:29 to go in the ballgame. Golden Eagles by 10. Back inside Royal Brougham Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast, as SPU coming up a little bit later against Azusa Pacific. But here we have Concordia Irvine up by 10 on Western Washington, 69-59. Vikings will be in the double bonus on the next Golden Eagles foul. And the Golden Eagles, or the Vikings rather, have committed 8 team fouls here in the second half, and just committed one that's going to send Jackson Tucker to the free throw line, coming back out of the timeout. And it was Darius Gary that picked it up. Tucker puts in the free throw, and it is an 11-point margin, 15 points for Jackson Tucker, as he tries to add another. And that one off the back iron, no good. Rebound comes right back to Tucker. And the Golden Eagles will have another possession. Fortunate long rebound there. Here's Sanders. And he tried to get it in the post to Dalton, and Kai Johnson comes over the top and gets the steal. Johnson back the other way to Will Wilson in the corner. Here's Colley going up and missing the shot. And it was Sanders providing the defense there. Forced a little bit of a tougher shot. And the Golden Eagles get it back with an 11-point lead and under 7 minutes to go. Tucker gets to the bucket, lays it up, lays it in. Jackson Tucker with the spin and the move to the bucket. And he's got 17 points in the ballgame. 72-59. Golden Eagles by 13. Here's Kai Johnson. Driving. Crazy looking shot there and just kind of got off the side of the glass, but B.J. Colley is there for the rebound and the putback. And the Vikings get back to within 11. 72-61. Colley with 9. Here's Adetakasi. Trying to direct traffic. Now we'll hand off to Kobe Sanders. Back to Adetakasi. He'll drive, and he will run over Jordan Tate and pick up an offensive foul. So we're going the other way with 5:53 to go. And a good charge drawn there by Jordan Tate. Or was that actually it was Johnson? Tate is not on the floor. Or let's see. There's someone, and it may be Jordan Tate getting ready to inbound here. My view is blocked. It is Jordan Tate. He was the one that drew the foul there. So here is Ned taking a quick three, and it's all net. And it's an 8-point lead now as Jonathan Ned drops in the three. Gives him 9 for the ball game, and it's a 72-64 ball game with still 5:42 to go. Plenty of time for the Vikings as they have forged their way back to a single-digit deficit at 72-64 now. And we'll get a timeout called here. And we'll keep it here as the officials telling the Golden Eagles that all the players need to be standing here. It's a 30-second timeout. So the Vikings now, Jonathan Ned, they have him on the scoreboard for 9 points, but he's got 14. Stick with the live stats here. As Kai Johnson has 17 to lead the way for the Vikings. Jonathan Ned has 14 on 5 of 10 from the floor and 2 of 4 beyond the arc. And Concordia Irvine needing to make these possessions count. Trying to stave off the Vikings. Still plenty of time. Just over 5.5 to go. Golden Eagles with an 8-point lead and the ball. Luis Marin will get it to Kobe Sanders. Sanders will drive on Tate and gets up and under him and puts it in. Good hesitation dribble there by Sanders, and he's able to get to the bucket. He's got 14. This is to John Sane going the other way. Will Wilson driving on Tucker, and they're going to get Tucker on the foul here. And Tucker picked up 2 quick ones in the first half. That's just his third. He has gone the majority of the game without getting that third foul. Ken Ammon, the head coach for the Golden Eagles, getting an explanation there. And Another conference going on the right wing with Kobe Sanders, Kai Johnson, and another official there. As Will Wilson puts in the first free throw. Wilson now with 9 and make it 10. 8-point ball game here as we tick down to 5 minutes to go. Jackson Tucker getting across midcourt, being guarded by Wilson. Tucker will get into the lane, and that one partially blocked. Dalton gets it back, and the Golden Eagles with another possession. Here's Marin kicking it out to Kobe Sanders. Golden Eagles still with an 8-point lead. And they can kind of slow the game down a little bit as Sanders gets to the bucket, lays it up and in. And another big shot for Kobe Sanders. He's got 16 points in the ballgame. This one from Will Wilson, a 3 from the right wing. And that gets the Vikings back within 7, 76-69. And Concordia Irvine needing a few more shots and some stops here, but the Vikings right within striking distance. Sanders spins, gets to the bucket again, and they cannot stop him as he's now got 18 for the ball game. Here comes Sane driving, and he picks up the foul. And this will take us to our final media timeout. Foul is on Kobe Sanders, but that'll just be his second. And 3:55 to go in the ball game. Concordia Irvine by 9, 78-69, trying to hold off the Vikings' comeback attempt here. We'll have the conclusion for you coming up in just a moment. .55 to go in the ball game, 78-69. Just showing the video there with the women's soccer team raising a trophy, as the women's volleyball team last night raised a trophy here inside Royal Brown Pavilion as they clinched the GNAC title. They have senior day coming up tomorrow against Western Oregon, and I'll be here for that one and both basketball games, so it'll be a busy weekend here, as Tajon Sane will be at the free throw line. 2 shots for Sane, trying to cut into a 9-point deficit here, and Sane puts in the first free throw. Gets it down to 8, and Sane now with 8 points, make it 9 as he puts in both free throws. And the Vikings have gotten to the line several times here in the second half and have been able to cut into the Concordia Irvine lead a bit. They still lead by 7. 3-possession game here. Plenty of time to go. Here's out to Cassie, handing to Tucker. Tucker drives, puts up the floater, leaves it short, and Jonathan Ned with the rebound. And the outlet for Sane. Sane will get it to Kai Johnson. Johnson drives baseline. Goes up and under with the reverse. And the Vikings are within 5 with 3:20 to go in the ball game. This will be a held ball as Tate gets in there. No, they're going to call a foul on Jordan Tate. And so Tim Adekassi will head to the free throw line with 3:16 to go in the ball game. 3:16 to go, and it's still a 1-and-1 here for Adekassi That's the 9th foul on the Vikings. As Tim added to Cassie with 11 points and 6 rebounds, 4 assists as well. 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Kobe Sanders comes back in for Luis Marin. And a big free throw coming up here, maybe 2 for Tim added to Cassie. 5-point ball game as he puts in the first and gives the Golden Eagles a 6-point lead. And added to Cassie will have one more coming up. 12 points now for him. Looking for 13. And that one rattles home. 80-73, Golden Eagles by 7. Just over 3 minutes left in the ballgame. And the Vikings right back in this one as Kai Johnson puts it in off the glass. And another quick bucket for the Vikings, getting right back to within 5 with 3 minutes to go in the ballgame. Golden Eagles have led the vast majority of the game. The Vikings last led at 6-4 early in the first half. Here's added to Cassie, getting to the lane, puts it in off the glass, and the Golden Eagles back up by 7 with 2:40 now to go in the ballgame. 82-75. Here's Ned stepping back, taking a 3. That one off the iron, no good. And trying to save it there was Will Wilson. He crashed into the bench and knocked over a chair. And they give it back to Concordia Irvine as Wilson was not able to come up with the save there. And he's going to come out of the ballgame. As Jonah Tolmer will come in for the Golden Eagles. Colley on the floor for the Vikings, along with Ned, Sane, Johnson, who's on the ball right now, guarding Kobe Sanders, and Jordan Tate on the floor as well for the Vikings. Sanders has it on a leash. As a 7-point game, Connor Gleason puts in the turnaround jumper from just inside the free throw line. A big shot for Gleason. He's got 21. And the Golden Eagles with a 9-point lead with 2 to play. Here's Johnson. Johnson creating some contact. And they're going to say he walked with a basketball, or did they say he committed an offensive foul there? They turn it over as it is a 9-point lead now for the Golden Eagles, and they have possession. Jackson Tucker was getting ready to check back in, but his head coach told him to step back. He will get back into the game, presumably, as Kobe Sanders drives, kicks out to add it to Cassie, and they're going to run some clock. 10 on the shot clock. Added to Cassie, drives, goes around Colley, lays it up, and that one does not go down. And we get a whistle on the rebound. This one going against Concordia Irvine, and it's going against Charlie Dalton. Second foul by Dalton. Dalton out of Auckland, New Zealand. And it'll send Tejan Sane to the free throw line. With 1:31 to go in the ball game. And again, the Vikings able to get to the stripe and make some or score some points with the clock stopped. And Sane knocks in the first free throw. Western Washington now 15 of 20, make it 16 of 21 from the stripe. But a lot of those in this second half, and Sane knocks in another one. So the Vikings back within 7, 84-77, a minute and a half to play. Tucker back out there. He'll get it to Gleason coming across midcourt. Here's added to Cassie with 1:22 to go. Kobe Sanders going around Sane. And he'll hang on for a few seconds. Try to kill some clock, but he's called for the offensive foul. Sane gets in there and draws the charge. Third foul on Kobe Sanders and a turnover Vikings will take it back, down 7 with 1:11 to play. Will Wilson will check back in for the Vikings. He'll come get Jordan Tate. 1:11 to go here, and a critical possession coming up for the Vikings. And every one of their possessions here left in this ball game is critical. They need points and they need stops. Here's Sane getting to the bucket, and he leaves it short, and added to Cassie comes up with a rebound. Golden Eagles with possession and a minute to go. They lead by 7. Sanders for Tucker. And the Golden Eagles will kill some clock. Tucker in the corner, and he draws the foul with 48.4 left on the clock. As Sane commits the foul there. Both teams in the double bonus. And Jackson Tucker will head to the free throw line with 48.4 left on the clock. As Jordan Tate getting ready to check back in for the Vikings. Tucker at the line, puts in the first shot. And he's got 18 for the ball game. And an 8-point lead for Concordia Irvine. Tucker with another free throw coming up here. And that one's short, but it goes right to Kobe Sanders. And the Golden Eagles another possession. Vikings may want to think about fouling, and they do, with 40.4 left on the clock, down 8. As they call that one on Kai Johnson. He has gone the entire second half without picking up his 4th foul, and he just did. But made it through more than 19 minutes here in the second half. He has not been out there the entire second half. But he had 3 at the about the 6:30 mark of the first half. Connor Gleason puts in the free throw. And Concordia Irvine with now a 10-point lead as Gleason knocks in both free throws. And he's got 23 points in the ball game. 10-point lead. Kai Johnson spins into the lane, lays it up and in. That'll make it an 8-point game with 34 seconds to play. And we get another whistle, a quick foul by the Vikings with 32.7 left on the clock. Kai Johnson, 22 points in the ball game. He only had 2 at halftime. And Jackson Tucker, will head to the free throw line. As Ken Ammon will discuss some strategy with the rest of his squad near the scorer's table. And Tucker misses the free throw. Still, though, an 8-point lead for the Golden Eagles with 32.7 seconds left on the clock. And Tucker's second free throw rattles in. It's a 9-point ball game. Tolmere will check back in for Tucker. And Vikings with their work cut out for them, down 9 with 30 seconds to go. Johnson going to take a 3. That one is off the mark, no good. Rebound to Tate. He puts it back up and in. That's just a 2, so it's still a 3-possession game, 7-point game with 22.9 left on the clock. The Vikings will get a quick timeout after the made shot. And Golden Eagles looking good here, trying to knock off the Western Washington Vikings here in the first game of the Pac West GNAC Challenge. They lead it by 7, 88-81. And the Golden Eagles just have made big shot after big shot in this one. Got out to they led by as many as 16 in the first half. Connor Gleason, 23 points to lead all scorers, as actually Kai Johnson also with 23. So they share the lead for all scorers in this game. But Jackson Tucker has 19, Kobe Sanders has 18, and Tim Adetakasi has 15 for the Golden Eagles. So 4 players with 15 or more for Concordia Irvine. Charlie Dalton will get it into Tucker. And the shot clock is off. Tucker lost it out of bounds. And so the Vikings will get it back with 19.2. Still a 3-possession game. And so a lot of things are going to have to go right for the Vikings here. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but it is out of the realm of probability. As that one, an easy dish to Will Wilson, and he couldn't get the lay-in to go. Colley gets the rebound and lays it back up and in, but a few more seconds came off the clock there. 5-point ball game, 12 seconds to go. And Ned will foul added to Cassie. Now 11.7 left on the clock. That's the second foul on Jonathan Ned. And it's an 88-83 ball game with Tim added to Cassie heading back to the free throw line. He is 4 of 4 at the free throw stripe. 15 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. A couple of steals and a block as well. So added to Cassie really has filled up the stat sheet. Knocks down another free throw. Tolmer will come back in for Tucker for the Golden Eagles. And added to Cassie will get one more free throw here. It's a 6-point game, trying to make it a 3-possession game one more time. And he does. And so that just will just about ice it. It will. As here is Jonathan Ned knocking in a 3 to get it to 4 points. And Dalton will throw it ahead in the front court to add it to Cassie with 5.6 left on the clock. He will be fouled by Jonathan Ned. But the Golden Eagles are going to hold off the Vikings. Vikings with a valiant comeback attempt here in the second half. And they're down just 4 at the moment, but that is not going to get them close enough with just 5.6 left on the clock. And Tim added to Cassie right back to the free throw stripe. And these free throws really are inconsequential at this point. But he makes the first. And he will get one more. Golden Eagles trying to get to 92 for the ball game, and they do. Thrown in bounds to Ned. He heaves up a 3 off the back iron. No good. And the Concordia Irvine Golden Eagles come into Royal Brown Pavilion, and they get the win over the Western Washington Vikings. Concordia Irvine, really low expectations for them this year in the Pac West, but they didn't play like it as they get the win 92-86 over the Western Washington Vikings. We'll see Concordia Irvine again tomorrow against SPU. We will see Western Washington again tomorrow against Azusa Pacific as Concordia Irvine wins it by a final count of 92-86. We got to step away here and get to the next ball game here in just a little bit. We'll be back in about 30 minutes for SPU and Azusa Pacific coming up at 7:15. Actually, it'll be a little after 7:15. We'll get started a little late. But the final count here now from the first game, 92-86. The Golden Eagles of Concordia Irvine hold on for the win. We will be back, as I said, for the next game in about 30 minutes. SPU and Azusa Pacific coming up.